It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll see the Toronto Raptors playing against the Philadelphia 76ers. For Philadelphia, they struggled in this matchup last season. Only one win for them through 4 games. They'd like to make a statement tonight. And the Raptors' success, it's winning them a legion of supporters, not just in the 6. We're talking all of Canada, Kenny.
Oh, the 6. Wow, I like that. That place is always packed. They've got a great home crowd, Ernie. I love it. And you go to that square, it's overflow with fans feeling the love.
You know, ever since Steve Nash, a lot of kids are picking up basketballs in Canada now. NBA is well positioned to continue growing around the world. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
That brings a tear to my eye.
I'm not even
Canadian.
Canadian.
For the reason you'd think.
And I'm going to stand up. I'm not even Canadian.
It's an Eastern Conference battle here in Toronto as the Raptors look to work the home court advantage. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. And the 76ers will play just this one game on the road before returning back to Philadelphia. Well, compared to last season, you'd have to say the start to this season has not been quite what you'd expect. They hope to improve their record with a win tonight, certainly.
And I think for the 76ers, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
You know, I thought maybe they'd have it in them to actually join those leaders this season. But you're right, it's still nice work considering where they are.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, whether it's jilted fans in Utah or a player's feelings after an unwanted trade, we always hear that saying, there's no loyalty in sports. But is there any room for nuance? The league's a business and a competition, and in any competition, there are winners and losers. Guys?
Great stuff, David. Thank you. Well, we have 2 terrific teams facing off in this one. Clark, would you say this is a measuring stick game?
I would think so, Kevin. I mean, certainly these teams will use it as a barometer for themselves. They both feel like they can play with anybody, so the confidence is not lacking. And these are 2 top-flight teams, and actually I'm anxious to see which one of them will come out on top in this one.
I agree.
Get a nice clean game, huh?
And so off the tip, it's Toronto. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. And so in the game for the 76ers, Covington at the 3 and Saric at the 4. Fultz and Redick are in the backcourt together. And it's Embiid in at the 5. Now here's Covington. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go.
Oh, Covington really is fantastic at getting his arms high in the air when he's attempting a shot inside. Really gives the defense no chance to catch up to it or get to it.
Now here is Lowry. He kicks to Ibaka. The pass to Leonard. From about 16, and that one hits back iron. And the 76ers with possession. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year, they came out on the losing end.
And, you know, with 2 teams in the upper pyramid in the early going, important to establish that pecking order, especially within your conference. So this game is important.
And his touch inside more than makes up for Lowry's lack of size. He's a terrific finisher in the paint and doesn't miss many once he gets in tight.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Yep, it counts. Lowry's got his second basket of the night.
Oh, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
Pass to Redick. Out to the right wing. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Fultz. And it's off from three-point range. In Toronto, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Outside Lowry. Here's Leonard. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Leonard's got his first 2 points.
Kevin, it's nice to see Lowry dish the rock. I mean, I enjoy watching him pass the ball because he's got a nice feel for when to get it to his guys for an open shot.
Now, here's Covington. 11 points for him in that last game against Atlanta. Redick inside the line. The 76ers with another miss.
You just make the assumption that's going down. I mean, an uncontested mid-range jumper, I think he should have buried it, but you know what? He didn't. It happens.
Covington against Leonard. Ibaka with some nice D. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
You know, and Serge Ibaka, a player who kind of came into the league as a defensive stopper, shot blocker. You know, still has great length and can bother shots, but not the prolific shot blocker he once was, as the focus has become more on the offensive end.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Ibaka. And with Ibaka at one point would average almost 4 blocks a game.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard for any player to maintain a pace that high at this stage. Ibaka's done well to adjust, I think, his capabilities and make sure he can still have an impact on defense. The block numbers won't ever be as gaudy as they once were, but he is still causing problems for shooters.
And, you know, Brett Brown has seen it all in Philly. The good and bad times, was the head coach for their lowest points as this team rebuilt. Now he's reaping the fruits of his labor and persistence as he leads a star-studded Sixers team that has great potential.
Now here's Redick. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Another miss by Philadelphia. Nobody near Leonard. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Leonard's got 5 now. And Clark, you have to applaud management for the way they stuck with Brown as the team was turning things around.
Yeah, I love it, Kevin. I really do. I mean, being able to see the long-term picture and stay with a coach who you believe is the right one for your group. Very impressive work by the Sixers. You know, injuries and a lack of talent were the issue early, not the coaching. The players love Brown, and rarely are coaches afforded as much time and patience as this franchise gave Brown. I applaud him.
Here's Fultz. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Man, I like the quick catch and release from Fultz, a confident shooter who's ready to fire as soon as he catches it.
Now here's Green. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Leonard. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Now here's Fultz. Now recovering. Embiid against Valanciunas. Saric trying to break free. Embiid's shot is good.
You give Embiid these looks and he won't turn them down, and he'll make a good percentage of them.
Outside, Green. Pass to Leonard. Over Saric. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Green. And that's now 9 points for Kawhi Leonard. The 76ers trail by 5. Poked away. Lowry kicks to Leonard. And finished off by Leonard.
And Leonard enjoys jamming it home, Kevin. Got to keep him as far away from the hoop as possible.
Philadelphia's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Redick passes to Saric. Leonard against Covington. Here's Fultz. Offline with his three.
Boy, he's holding his team back. Really a hindrance. Can't make a thing. He's way off today.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Now here's Leonard. He had a 33-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee. 18 feet out. Here's Ibaka, and Ibaka slams it in.
Yeah, and the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter.
Fultz with the ball. While recovering, Saric finds Redick. Here's Embiid. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Really like seeing Embiid exert his will, be assertive here. I mean, getting whatever shot he wants inside.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
Fultz with the ball. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta.
And a lot of those points came at the free throw line, really because of his aggression. He was playing the game with force, always catching his man on his heels.
When he's got ideal position inside, I mean, Embiid goes right into the contact. He hunts it out.
The 76ers shooting their first free throws of the night.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
No good on the free throw. And the Sixers' strength, Clark, on the offensive end is how many ways they can attack a team.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Deadly in transition because of Simmons' size, speed, and passing ability. And if they don't have something in the initial thrust, Embiid, always an option to go to in the low post. They shoot it well from multiple positions. They've got a lot to like offensively.
Good on the second free throw. Head coaches obviously get the attention in all sports, Clark, but the assistants also play very big roles. How do you build chemistry as a coaching staff?
You know, I've never coached, but I've watched a lot of coaches. I think first and foremost, you appreciate your assistant coaches, and then you give them room to grow and develop as coaches. And you share with them the building of the team and the coaching of the team. And that, to me, I think, if you serve your assistant coaches as they're serving you, I think that's how you build the best chemistry.
And loyalty's got to be big among that group on that sideline, doesn't it? Loyal to each other.
Big time. Loyalty to one another, and then also a common focus on really serving the players to the best of their ability collectively.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Monroe's checked in for Ibaka. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Green. Here's Monroe. Pass to Siakam. 4 on the clock. Here's Lowry. Again, the miss by Lowry.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now here's Fultz. Over in the corner, Chandler. He dishes it to Embiid. Money from the wing. Embiid's got 7 points. Raptors leading by 4. Leonard on the wing. Over Chandler. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Chandler. And Greg, one of the stories that had started developing since last season was the talk of Kawhi Leonard wanting out. Too many soured relationships, it seemed.
And he was eventually moved after requesting a trade. Pop and the Spurs tried just about everything they could to convince him to stay. Probably the most drama for a team known for not having any drama.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
And with Kawhi Leonard, he just does everything well on the floor. Offense, defense, rebounding, runs the floor. I mean, he is one of the more complete players in our league. He can completely take over a game on both ends.
DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Kyle Lowry. So he gets them both. And Greg, with Kawhi, started as a defensive stopper, but he now is so much more than that.
I mean, he's got a great outside shot, that pull-up jumper, the turnarounds in the post. He has the complete repertoire. You never would have thought he was only viewed as a defense guy once upon a time, but was already a fantastic player. But this is a guy that continues to just add to his game.
Monroe, the pass to Leonard. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Defense has no answer for him. I mean, none. They look completely lost. He's been on fire.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. Robert Covington's checked in for Philadelphia.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
You know, when he was in high school in California, Kawhi won the state's Mr. Basketball Award. And you look at the list of guys who've won that award over the years, it has a lot of the all-time greats on it.
Now, here's Covington. Johnson outside. There's the pass to McConnell. Clock at 6. Covington against Leonard. That one goes. Count it.
Man, I'm impressed by the level of concentration Covington has on these difficult finishes. I mean, in this league, you have to get used to making shots despite being bumped a little bit or being challenged at a high level.
Here's Monroe. 76ers getting the bucket. Here's Wright. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
A moment now to see the stats for Wright. How he did last season. Averaged 8 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
Free throw drops for Wright. Early on in the season, some players locked and loaded, others trying to find their groove. Clark, did you tend to be a fast starter, or did it take you some time to get a flow for your game as the season started?
You know, Kevin, in my relatively short career, I experienced both. My rookie season, I started a little slow. I was in really good shape, knew I was going to play a lot, but it took a minute for me to find my traction. I started fast in my third year because I had been around the block a couple of times. I knew what my offseason needed to be like, and I had gotten off to a terrific start in my third and fourth year. And then the injury happened, and that was it. But I experienced both.
Leonard, the pass to Van Vliet. Here's Siakam. Monroe kicks to Leonard. Shoots over Covington. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Raptors.
And the corner three has not been their shot of choice here tonight. And I think a big reason for that has been the defensive setup. They came in focused on taking away the short-range triple.
Here's Siakam. He's guarded by Johnson. Right. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And the Raptors lead by 11.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on, I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Yeah, they lost the momentum, and it's a bit surprising that one got away from them because for long stretches they were the better team.
Well, if you only looked at the stat sheet, you'd have a hard time figuring out how they lost it. I mean, it was a case of a few small things, some of the intangibles that didn't go their way in the end.
Philadelphia with the ball. They trail by 11. It's Covington on the wing. He's covered by Leonard. Just 5 to shoot. McConnell finds Covington, shoots over Leonard.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Covington's shot is off.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 16. Pass to Van Vliet. Off target from three-point range.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Right at the free throw line, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for Toronto. 11-point game. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
And, you know, where was the defense there, Kevin? I mean, even though he missed it, that was not a good effort. Pitiful.
McConnell kicks to Johnson. And here's Covington from the arc. The shot, no good. And Toronto will come the other way. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
And no doubt that the fight was there, but no matter what they tried on that night, it just wasn't meant to be.
And over time, it looked like they were resigned to their fate. They kind of gave in. It's hard to come back when you get down like they were, and they just didn't seem to have enough fight to make a go of it.
2 shots.
First one falls for him.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
Yeah, that's a big reason they're trailing. You can't allow a parade to the free throw line and expect to be on top in the game.
And so he hits both.
And they've clearly been the aggressors here early on, drawing fouls and working themselves to the line.
And that is always a good recipe for offensive efficiency and a key to their lead tonight.
1:09 left in the first quarter of the game. It's Covington on the wing. Leonard with the steal. Down low. It's stolen by Johnson. Now here's McConnell, guarded by Wright. Back to McConnell. Can they get it? Rebounded by Greg Monroe. Raptors leading by 13. Here's Leonard. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not-so-unlucky 13 shots.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly they've been the better team so far.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Now here's Covington. D right on him. Clock at 6. From deep three-point range, it's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Shoots over Covington.
Boy, I tell you, the long reach of Covington, really bothering shooters. I mean, he enjoys making life difficult for whoever he's assigned to.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for Toronto. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. Right back after this break. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning, it was a little bit hard to express myself. Obviously, I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just doing myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And so far, through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And, guys, the Raptors enjoying a nice lead here.
I think they played great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Exactly. I mean, they've made their presence felt on this end. Excellent job contesting shots so far.
We've got Kawhi Leonard. Monroe is out there with Wright. And it's Siakam in at power forward. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter. Now here's Leonard. Shoots over Covington. Leonard with the bucket. Leonard's got 20.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
Here's Muscala. Pass to McConnell. Lets it go from the wing, and he knocks down the jumper. Raptors leading by 13.
How can you not be a fan of T.J. McConnell if you like grit, tenacity, always ready to help his team? He's a fan favorite because he plays with such a competitive edge, even when most of the time he's outmatched physically. Extremely scrappy and heady. He played his college hoops at Arizona, and he's got a long future in front of him in the NBA. You know, the defense knew how to play at that time, liked how they made their presence felt without committing the foul.
Rebound by Greg Monroe. And so it's Monroe with it, bringing it up for the Toronto Raptors. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Suns in Phoenix. Sets in motion a 4-game road trip for them. And the Raptors with some changes. Valanciunas comes in for Monroe, and it's Green in for Leonard. Sharch checked in for the 76ers. Redick comes in for T.J. McConnell. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Passes it to Van Vliet. Wright, left side. Down to 5 on the shot clock. With some arc, and it's good on the way in. Wright's got his second bucket tonight.
Nice looking floater there, Kevin. Such a fast shot, a quick release. Really hard to guard that.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Brett Brown coached this Sixers team through some really lean years. Now, the promise started to show last season, but he said, I don't feel close to the notion that we've arrived. I'm hardened, just doing my job and moving forward. Kevin?
And continuing the process, D.A., thanks. Toronto with the ball after the Sixers pick up 2. He's on target from 8 feet out. Wright's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, did he burrow his way in there, and the D just sort of backed off.
And Philadelphia calls time here. Clark, you once worked for the Indiana Pacers, Vice President, Player Relations, and really had your fingerprints on a lot of part of that organization. Could you see yourself going back to an NBA front office role?
I don't anticipate that. I love what I do as a broadcaster. I really feel as though I'm right where God wants me to be. Currently had a wonderful tenure with the Pacers, 32 years between playing, broadcasting both radio and television, and then 4 years in the VP of Player Relations role. Phenomenal relationships with a number of people, but no, I think that chapter for me is in the rearview mirror.
I speak for everyone playing the game, watching the game. We're glad you're in broadcasting, I'll tell you that.
Thank you, partner.
And guys, got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Here's Redick. The Raptors getting the bucket. Baseline J on the way. Good as the jump shot falls. Redick's got 5 now.
J.J. Redick is a killer as a shooter. Textbook form, especially effective from the mid-range area.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Now here's Saric. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And you know, when you watch Embiid, he just oozes with limitless potential. You think about his size and his shooting touch. He can do just about anything he wants to. Tremendous athleticism. If he can stay healthy, I think he can be a dominant player in this league for years to come.
The free throw drops for Embiid. And Embiid already voted in as an all-star starter for the East. In his second full season, he has hit the ground running.
Yeah, and you talk about him creeping towards 25 and 11 averages at his age. That's just otherworldly. I mean, when he hits his prime, again, contingent upon his health, this guy is going to be an absolute load.
And there's so much speculation early in Embiid's career if he would even pan out. It's become clear, Clark, that he was worth the wait.
Well, it was all injury related in terms of the questions because he sat out his first 2 years in the league with some type of injury. Those injury concerns, really the only reason that people question him, the talent, the size, and you love his personality as well. But this guy has tremendous skills, and he's going to be an all-star for years to come if he's healthy.
To the inside. Now here's Fultz while recovering. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Fultz while recovering.
Yeah, and he plays a lot bigger than that 6-foot frame would suggest. Lowry is just a bundle of energy out there.
Back to Chandler. Over Green. Another miss by Philadelphia.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Now here's Embiid. Wilson Chandler unable to get his shot to go. Fultz kicks to Chandler. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Chandler's got his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, because of the long arms and physicality that Chandler has, he's a hard player to defend in the paint.
Here's Ibaka. Saric grabs the board. The 76ers trail by 16. There's the pass to Fultz. Kicks it to Embiid. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Saric, the Croatian forward, came into the NBA fairly polished, has still improved his game year to year, which is a credit to him and his work ethic. There still are areas that he can work on, but make no mistake about it, this guy has shown from day one that he's an impact player.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That free throw, no good. With Saric and how he plays, Clark, he's developing his non-scoring skills as well.
Yeah, he's a very smart player, Kevin, especially for how young he is. And I think he's got a game that's just going to continue to grow and refine with time. He's proved he actually can, on occasion, act as a point forward if you need it.
And he's good on the second.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
Now, here's Lowry. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
And equally spent as much energy on his D. I mean, 4 steals kind of tell the story.
And the foul called on Danny Green. That's his first foul.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
And Saric kicks to Fultz. Outside, Redick. Shot clock at 6. Unloads. Doesn't go for him. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. They led by as many as 18 points. Monroe. Outside Lowry. Back to Green. Ibaka, the pass to Green. Over Chandler. And Monroe kicks to right. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game. The 76ers trail by 17. And here's Fultz. The shot by Chandler, wide open. The 76ers with another miss.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
He had a nice open look right there. And that's now 6 points for Serge Ibaka.
And many people consider Ibaka to be the NBA's premier 3-and-D big man. In fact, we see more and more teams searching for an Ibaka of their own.
Now here's Embiid. He's got 10. Takes the 3. And there's Chandler. That's good on the assist by Embiid. Chandler's got 5 points in the quarter.
You know, one thing you got to love about Embiid is how unselfish he is. I mean, he's pretty good at spotting open teammates.
Outside, Redick. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Ibaka's got 5 rebounds tonight. And the wide open shot from Green. Offline with his 3. The 76ers trail by 17. To the middle. And slam dunk by Saric.
Really like the quick decision-making of Fultz there, Kevin. Excellent at surveying the floor for the open teammate.
Now Lowry. He's got 6. Lobs it up for Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
And the slithery agility of Ibaka. Not many guys can go up with him to stop the catch and dunk.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now here's Redick. He's got 5, and again it's Philadelphia.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Right against Redick. Inside. Monroe down low. And the rejection by Embiid.
Solid read from Embiid there. Terrific at anticipating when that shot is coming.
And it's blocked by Ibaka. And he recovers it. Philadelphia moving the ball around. And there's the call on Dario Saric. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Leonard, he's checked in for Wright. TJ McConnell, he's checked in for the 76ers. Raptors leading by 15. Outside Lowry. Outside Leonard. He kicks it to Monroe. Back to Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screen play. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Now here's Leonard. Wilson Chandler unable to get his shot to go. And stolen by McConnell. And Saric kicks to Fultz. Here's a look at what's coming up for Toronto. On Friday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Then on Sunday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers.
And for the matchup with the Jazz, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
He throw good, Wilson Chandler. And Wilson Chandler, one of those talented guys who's battled injuries, Clark, throughout his career.
He's one of those guys you love watching play because all he does is try to win and make winning plays. He can give you good minutes, not much of a scorer, but he's a better playmaker and a better wing defender now, too.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
Hey, grit and grind are words that fit Chandler because that's what he brings to his team, that sandpaper edge and toughness, a guy who doesn't give an inch and is always fighting.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But, Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality.
An absolutely tremendous athlete, able to go up and finish over the biggest of defenders.
Shamet now recovering, and there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Raptors.
A lot of success from mid-range so far for them, guys. If nothing else works, they can always fall back on the jump shot.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
And the first one drops. Robert Covington's checked in for Wilson Chandler. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto. They led the game at 1 point by 20. And there's the feed to Leonard. From downtown, rebound by Muscala. The 76ers trail by 16. Shamet, while recovering. Pass to Covington. 6 to shoot. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Really nice work here from Covington to draw the foul on his way up. He's got a real talent for drawing fouls and getting himself to the foul line.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And a very steady season for him at the charity stripe last year. He was right at 85%.
Yeah, you know, that was one spot where they didn't have to worry about him at all. I mean, at the free throw line, he was automatic.
Free throw drops for Covington.
Man, you got to love the intensity of Covington. I mean, he's a consistent shooter from beyond the arc, and he's a player that also isn't afraid to get dirty on the glass for rebounds. That's a nice combination, nice stroke, but still he'll do some dirty work too.
And both free throws good for Covington. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Van Vliet. 14 points from him the last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee. Leonard kicks to Van Vliet. Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt.
Always having had the size and quickness to be an elite defender, Ibaka has perfected his fundamentals as well.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Toronto ahead, up by 16. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Boy, a lot of energy in this arena tonight. The hometown fans getting after it. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal's here. So is Kenny the Jet Smith. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He ended up with 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, we can't look past the huge contribution their benches provided. They've got this lead mainly because of the injection of energy and offense that they got from their reserves. That's what a coach wants to see. I'm guessing the minutes will be spread out a little bit in the second half.
Shaq, what'd you think about Philadelphia?
Well, they struggle in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
We return now to Toronto with a fantastic look at sunset at the downtown skyline of Toronto, Ontario. Wow, what a great view. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters, just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Kicking off the second half, here's Brett Brown's foul. Fultz and Redick are in the backcourt together. Saric is the 4 with Embiid in the middle. And it's Covington in at the small forward spot. The shot by Saric, no good.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Leonard against Covington. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
Now here's Saric. Back to Fultz. Inside. And there's Embiid. That's good on the assist from Fultz. Fultz has got 3 assists in the game. Raptors leading by 16. Now here's Leonard. There's the dish to Ibaka. Outside Lowry. Puts up a 3. Rebound by the 76ers. Covington with it. It's stolen by Green. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Saric grabs the board. Saric has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to Fultz. Back to Saric. Pass to Fultz. Puts up a 3. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
You know, it's one thing to have a nice stroke, but it's another to understand how to get yourself free outside the arc for your shot. Has a soft, delicate stroke, does Fultz, and it rolls off his fingers nicely.
Now here's Leonard. 24 points for him, and he gets the bucket.
Boy, he's dangerous right now. He feels like he's making every shot he puts up.
And here's Fultz. He has 5. Now the pass to Embiid. Back to Fultz. Dishes it to Embiid. Clock is at 3. And here's Covington from the arc. And the 76ers get it back. Now here's Fultz. Defense right on him. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Plus 8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Now here is Ibaka. Markelle Fultz unable to get his last shot to go. Here's Leonard. Second shot opportunity. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. Leonard's got 6 points in the quarter.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
And Toronto making a change here. Valanciunas is checked in. Saric inside. And the shot goes in. Saric has got his third basket of the night right there.
I think the offensive game of Saric is really good and continues to evolve. Encouraging to see him be aggressive inside.
Outside Lowry. Pulls up. And that one goes long. And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half.
How about the alertness of Covington? I mean, sensing the separation from the defense and then cashing in on that space that was created.
And here are the Raptors now after the Sixers pick up 2. Leonard looking over the floor. Shot from the wing, and the jumper is on the mark. Leonard's got 30.
Great basketball from him, Kevin. A commanding performance, helping add to the lead this quarter.
And J.J. Redick, a longtime vet in the NBA, but still plays with a lot of energy.
And Redick said he feels like he's been revitalized in the last few seasons with his change of scenery, playing with more joy, and has always been explosive off the ball in his efforts to get open. You can see when he's on the floor, the whole offense seems to pick up their energy.
You know, Fultz handles contact really well for a young player. Excellent at staying under control and then finishing through the contact.
Here's Siakam. Outside Lowry. Over Fultz. The putback and staying with the play, Valanciunas. And the Raptors lead by 15.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed.
And then the nifty touch to tip it in as well.
Here's Siakam. Three-pointer. Lowry sinks the three-pointer. Lowry's got 9 points. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Raptors.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Good work there as it goes. And it's 8 points for Dario Saric.
Boy, he's been excellent thus far, Kevin, but it still hasn't been enough to get them the lead.
Outside, Green. Kicks it to Leonard. Over Saric. And it's Leonard missing.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
He doesn't usually fire from out there. 10 points for him.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Lowry looking around. Pass to Siakam. It's stolen by Saric. To the left side wing. Now Fultz. 10 points for him. It's stolen. Outside Leonard. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his third assist on the night. The 76ers trail by 15. Here's Fultz. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
And some changes here for the Raptors. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Green. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Kyle Lowry. Here's VanVleet. Now here's Valanciunas. Pass to VanVleet. He dishes it to Leonard. Over Chandler. Unable to get that one. And Philadelphia the other way now. Shamet, guarded by Wright. Passes to Muscala. McConnell kicks to Chandler. The shot. Siakam pulls it in. Raptors leading by 13. Wright looking around. The pass to Van Vliet. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Covington.
And these sorts of nights can happen. I mean, an extremely rough outing from him in terms of his efficiency. And at this point, the only thing you can hope for is to try to get into some sort of rhythm. Get a couple in a row, try to get to the free throw line, and build some confidence.
Now here's Johnson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. And that'll be his third foul so far. Greg Monroe. He's checked in for the Raptors. Here's Muscala. Rebound by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got 4 rebounds in this game. To the inside, Van Vliet. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 4th assist in this one. McConnell finds Muscala. Back to McConnell. 76ers moving the ball around. Shamet. An easy 2 points on the layup.
And how about the move he made there to come up and get himself clear in the lane for the deuce?
Leonard with the ball. 30 points in the game. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Van Vliet's got 4 points in the quarter.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
McConnell passes to Muscala. He feeds it to Chandler. Leonard with the steal. Here's Van Vliet. He's covered by McConnell. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
And the 76ers making a change here. Fultz is checked in.
Shooting one.
The 76ers trail by 18. He kicks to Chandler. Now here's Fultz, guarded by Wright. Offensive rebound. Good work defensively by Monroe.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
The Raptors have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Monroe.
One shot, mind the lanes.
Boy, Valanciunas, a mountain of a man, a solid big guy who scores well and provides a lot of length and muscle inside.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Can they get it? Chandler's shot, good. Chandler's got 8 points. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Kicks to Leonard. Over Chandler. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. 32 points for Leonard.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Here's Chandler. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Pass to Ibaka. The 19-foot shot, and he hits the jump shot. He's got 10.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, Heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Now here's Fultz. 12 points for him.
Kevin, I like the defense there. I mean, they didn't make that easy, and he definitely seemed intimidated by the defenders.
Leonard kicks to Van Vliet. Back to Leonard. Pass to Valanciunas. Over Muscala. Misses off the right iron. Philadelphia's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Passes to McConnell. And here is Muscala. The three-pointer, no good.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
You're exactly right. Patrolling the perimeter well and didn't allow the shooter to get off a clean look. That's what you would call A-plus defense.
Now Fultz. From deep. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. It's the Raptors. They finish off the third quarter with a huge surge, an 18-6 run. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
It sure is. I mean, he's a maestro. Great vision, terrific IQ, everything you want in a point guard.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. Kawhi Leonard is out there with C.J. Miles. Then there's Richardson, and it's Van Vliet in at the point. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
He's not exactly striping them from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half, still bagels in the second.
Korkmaz. Toronto grabs the miss. Leonard's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Inside. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Stripped away. And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. And it's Leonard with the jam.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Johnson dishes to Chandler. Clark, over your many years in the NBA, you've seen labor unrest, but per the most recent CBA, we have the potential for a decade-long stretch now of labor peace.
Yeah, and I think that's great for all sides. And you've got to recognize that some of the unrest in the past was really necessary to get to this place where we may have labor and league peace for the next decade. I mean, there's no justice without struggle. There's no smooth sailing without some bumpy sailing at times. So credit the league, the Players Association, and the players for getting to this place now where the league is doing well in all measures and the game is healthy and good. But that's a team effort by all involved.
And here is Chandler. Kawhi Leonard getting his 3 to go. And that one, good. And it's 13 points for Wilson Chandler.
Yeah, and it's a bonus whenever Chandler goes on these solo spurtability runs. Scores the ball in so many ways.
Here's Leonard. And the shot no good, a bit short. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Bayless's shot is off.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Van Vliet can't get it to go.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Chandler's shot, good. Chandler's got 7 points for the quarter.
Always enjoy solid, good passing. Easily setting up his teammate. Does not get any easier than that.
Richardson finds Leonard. Back to Richardson. Bayless deciding where to go with it. The rejection by Leonard.
And a sensational individual defender. Leonard will lock you down. Rejections are just part of the package he brings on the defensive end.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
Here's Chandler. After Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. Shot clock at 6. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. One of those ongoing discussions about adding a 4th referee, Clark. Would that help us, you think, call the game more accurately?
No, it would just crowd the court more.
Right.
I mean, come on, what are we talking about here? There's a human element to everything we do. Calls are going to be missed. We've grown and gotten better in highlighting different aspects of calls, being more transparent about it. The video replay, I think, has been more good than bad in the game. There are going to be mistakes. You make them, I make them, the referees make them, coaches make them, players make them. We can't totally eliminate the human element of the game. A 4th official would not add to the ability to get more calls right. They're getting 94, 95% of them right now. You think another official is going to move the needle? Come on.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw, Chandler. Greg Monroe. He's checked in for Toronto. Lowry comes in for Fred VanVleet. Chandler hits them both. In the recent CBA, there have been a lot of provisions put in there for retired players. Health insurance, increase in pensions, Clark, reimbursement for tuition. What do you think of these changes?
Love them, Kevin. Absolutely love them. And again, credit to the league and to the Players Association for thinking outside the box, reaching back to benefit some of the former players that are actually in need of these benefits and deserving of them. Come on now. Those guys paved the way in many ways for what we see of the league now. And most players appreciate and recognize that. And for it to be tangibly recognized and rewarded is great to see. I love them.
Now here's Chandler. Count it. Good.
A dependable passer. Chandler doesn't just look to score. I mean, he's also good at finding his open teammate.
Raptors leading by 21. Lowry passes to Miles. He kicks it to Monroe. To the right side. Lowry for 3. Connects from three-point range.
And that's Lowry's shot right there. Always looking to capitalize from that range.
And the pass to Chandler. Stolen by Miles. Now here is Lowry. Not a lot of room. Buries it down low.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
Yeah, I think he's trying to put this one away, quite honestly. I mean, feels like he can lay it up against any type of defense, and he can.
Here's Korkmaz. Over to the wing. There's Bayless with the 3. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Toronto's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Commissioner Adam Silver believes, Clark, that the NBA will see its first female head coach sooner than later. What do you think?
I think it'll happen. I'm not sure exactly if it'll be sooner. I think it'll be a little time because the pipeline, I think, has to be established to where you have some candidates. And you very well could have candidates now that may not have coached in the NBA that could possibly move into a head coaching role. But I think the progression to that would require, I think, more female assistant coaches before there's a comfort level with moving in that direction from an owner standpoint.
And Richardson drops them both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. To end the run, Toronto grabs the miss.
Just cannot find the rhythm. Still yet to hit a shot this quarter.
Count that bucket.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
Shamet drains the three-pointer.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
And the Raptors with the ball. Outside Lowry. We seem to see a lot of players request trades in the media, but Clark, you have to believe some teams were blindsided by this.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kevin, that teams have been blindsided on occasion. I don't like to see players operate that way, but I also understand sometimes the frustration that leads them to do so. But at the end of the day, I think it's part and parcel of the environment we're in and the nature of the business of the NBA. Sometimes players just aren't confident in what they hear directly, so they take other measures to voice their choice or displeasure.
And the Raptors with the ball after the Sixers pick up 2. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Anunoby. Monroe left side. Tries again, and it's good on the way in.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And here's Bayless. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Shamet from outside off the mark. The Raptors have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Anunoby kicks to Lowry. Pass to Richardson. Here's Anunoby. Pass to Monroe. 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range, Toronto with the first shot clock.
And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
Now here is Lowry. The fader. Monroe, no good. For Philadelphia, they've gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Shamet. And it comes off the front of the rim. Toronto's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. And the basket by Lowry.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here. No matter what the score is, his attitude has been perfect. I love his disposition. He has stayed in attack mode.
Richardson finds Miles. Back to Richardson. Outside Lowry. And it's Lowry again missing. The 76ers have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth, right around 46-47%. Unloads from 13. The putback, Bolden clanks the putback jam. The Raptors shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. We know Clark fans want to see star players. That's been a hot topic around the league. The league has added rules, in fact, that now prohibit resting guys on certain nights.
Yeah, I think that's important, that players have a real understanding of their responsibility. I understand trying to balance the rest versus the wear and tear of a course of. That's another reason I propose a shorter season. I don't think you'd end up with this kind of controversy or debate. But I thought the league was right in requiring, I mean, your responsibility is to play all the games you're available to play in, unless you're injured. And I think it's important that guys take that responsibility seriously. And it's a responsibility they have to themselves, to the team, the organization, and the fans.
And here's Chandler from the arc. That doesn't go either for Chandler. Raptors shooting about 45% from the floor in the fourth. Lowry kicks to Monroe. Feeds it to Richardson. Out left to the wing. Lowry passes to Monroe. Lays it up and banks it in.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Raptors.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Greg. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Kawhi Leonard.
Well, I like the ferocity on defense now. He was constantly putting himself in the path of steals and coming up with them, too.
And the Raptors with some changes. Ibaka comes in for Malachi Richardson, and it's DeLon Wright in for Kyle Lowry. Good on both. You look at rebounding now, Clark. Teams relying less on one guy and more on collective team rebounding, especially, it seems, on the defensive end.
Yeah, and you think about it, Kevin, with the space and pace game, positionless basketball, if you will, or versatile basketball that takes place, more guys are spread out and away from the goal. Bigger guys are not always camped in the lane, so everybody's got to rebound the ball, more so today than in past decades because, again, the three-point shots are coming at a rapid rate. Longer rebounds are available now, so everybody's got to be attuned to rebounding the ball.
They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
Now here's Wright. Outside Leonard. Back to Wright. And the dunk by Wright.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Well, they've got to be pleased with the effort they've seen so far tonight. Everybody pitching in for what looks to be a solid W.
Shamet, and the rejection by Monroe.
That was terrific defensive awareness from Monroe, knowing where to be in order to come up with these rejections.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
Well, it's been a bunch, and I think it's made the difference in the game. I mean, they've actually done a great job on the board.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin, with Danny Green. And Danny, we know how good a shooter you are, obviously, but you have really incorporated defense into your game. Now, how important is it for you to show up at that end?
Very important. I mean, it helped the team a lot. My job really is come in and bring defense and a lot of energy.
Well, mission accomplished for you tonight, Danny. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.